Are security personnel rude and incompetent because they follow security procedures? Should cruise lines refund your money if you feel a cruise is unsafe? And are the cruise lines really responsible for telling you every little single detail of what you should and shouldn't do on a cruise? Or does some of it maybe require some adulting? Yep, it's once again time for what every cruiser wants. Chris here with High Seas Cruising. Welcome to today's video and another episode of What Every Cruiser Wants, where I'm going to read 3 more cruise comments to you today of people that just have some pretty interesting opinions about cruising, the way cruise lines should do business, and ways that they don't think that cruise lines should do business. And today we're going to start off talking about security. Now, anytime you embark on a cruise ship, you're going to go through security. If you get off on a cruise port and you get back on the ship, you're going to go through security. If you fly, you're going to go through security. If you go into a state or government building, you could end up going through security. It's pretty much a normal and common thing today. And I understand different people have different issues in different situations. I get all that. But do you really think that security shouldn't apply to you at all? Your inept and rude security people need to be trained. I have a doctor's note that says I can opt out of passing through the X-ray scanner because of my PTSD from my 12 years serving my country. I was told that I would have to have a full pat down by a blank person. Train your people to recognize legal notes. I should not have to be humiliated to have to be patted down like I was going to the county jail. So I get and understand that this individual has a doctor's note that says they can opt out of the X-ray scanner. Get it? Completely understand it. But it also sounds like they believe that they should simply be able to walk around security. That security no longer applies to them because of this doctor's note. If you skip the X-ray scanner for some reason, you're gonna get patted down. And as a veteran myself, I understand there's rules, there's requirements. Security is a big deal. Always was in the military. So why this person would think that it didn't apply to them, I really don't understand. If you opt out of going through the scanner and you get a pat down, this point is a choice. No doctor's note says I can skip security altogether. But according to them, it sure sounds like they thought that, because now the security people are inept. They're untrained because you chose it. This was the consequence. They still have to do their job. It is their job to provide security and check everybody before they get on a cruise ship. But you guys let me know what you think. Should they have been allowed to skip security altogether? Should they have been able to say, but look, I have a doctor's note that says you have to just let me go through no matter what? Or did security do exactly what they were supposed to do and check every individual before they get on a cruise ship? Now, if you've been watching the news lately, yep, there has been some incidences down in Mexico. I hate to say it, but there is often some incidences down in Mexico. Now, it wasn't at one of the cruise locations where cruise ships normally go, but yep, there was some stuff that went on down in Mexico. However, if you believe that the cruise ship is going to purposely take you to a dangerous location, purposely let you off in a dangerous place, then honestly, you out your mind. Because believe me, they don't want the bad publicity, they don't want the lawsuits, and they don't want the problems that come with all of that. Believe me, if they thought you were in danger, if they thought a cruise port was a dangerous place, they would cancel that cruise stop before they dealt with any of the other stuff that would come with it. Now, there's the other side of the coin. If you as a passenger do not feel safe, and you, of course, always have the option to not get off of the cruise ship. But there is the cruise contract that says if you wait till the last minute, decide this cruise isn't safe, now I want my money back, well, the cruise line may not give it to you, and it really upset this person. Do not book with Royal Caribbean. I have a trip to Mexico that is coming up, but Royal Caribbean will not refund my money because they don't recognize the issue Mexico where tourists are being killed. I will never book Royal Caribbean again. I guess my life is not that important to Royal Caribbean. All right, so Royal Caribbean doesn't recognize that Mexico is unsafe. And because this passenger recognizes that Mexico is unsafe for them, they are upset because the cruise line will not just automatically refund their money, which to me sounds like perhaps somebody did not read the cruise contract or understand or how the cruise contract works. Now, personally, I'd have suggested maybe they should have just stayed on the ship. I've been to Mexico many, many times with cruise ships. I have never felt unsafe. But of course, that doesn't mean that others don't. That's just me. I don't feel unsafe. Others may feel unsafe there. But you got to know what your cruise contract says, because just because you don't want to go doesn't automatically mean the cruise lines are going to immediately give you back all of your money. But what do you guys think? Should the cruise lines have refunded her money because she felt unsafe? Or do you guys think if they were to even remotely do something like that, it would open a huge Pandora's box of everybody suddenly wanting all their money back, and now the cruise contracts are out the window? And finally, we're going to talk about spending on board the cruise ships. When you buy things on a cruise ship, it goes to your sign and sale account, and absolutely, you should keep track of what you buy versus what shows up on your sign and sale account, because the cruise lines do make mistakes. I have had an incident where they made a mistake. On a Royal Caribbean ship, they charged me for a towel that we turned in, but it still showed up on our sign and sale account that we didn't turn it in. Now, it was a simple resolution, went down, let them know, hey, we turned this in. They checked it, took the charge off. But accidents do happen. So yes, you should absolutely keep track of what you spend on board a cruise ship. But is it the cruise line's responsibility to remind you of this? Is it the cruise line's responsibility to look over your shoulder and check this? Or again, should we be adults and look at our bills and know what we spent versus what we were charged for? I like to call this adulting. I think it is wrong and even sinister that you have never, as I can remember, ever told people to keep their drink receipts every time they buy a cocktail. You should be concerned in making sure passengers are keeping track of how many drinks they buy. We never leave the ship without tallying the receipts against the bill we get outside the room on disembarkation morning. Is there a reason you do not tell your people to do this? Curious minds want to know. I'm curious. Are there any curious minds out there that want to know why cruise lines don't tell you to keep copies of your receipts? Is anybody out there curious to know why the cruise lines isn't looking over the shoulder of sometimes upwards of 5,000 plus people to track every single drink or any other purchase that is made on board the cruise ship? Or should we be adults and look at our own bill versus what we spent, and if there's a mistake, we should go down and have it corrected? Me personally, I check it myself. I go down and have it fixed if there's ever an issue and a problem. Haven't had a whole lot of problems, just the one. But that one does let me know that it can sometimes happen. I know it's happened to other people. But what do you guys think? Should the cruise lines be letting you know each and every cruise to keep receipts for every little thing and check it against your bill every single time? Or should you as an adult know to do that because it's your money that if you don't fix the mistake, they are going to take? And that's going to be our video today for what every cruiser wants. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about those particular comments. Now, I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It is free to do so. Helps our channel grow. Let you know anytime we put out a new video. Hope everyone out there is having a really great day. And like always, we will see you out on the high seas.